Mr. Forbes, great pleasure to have you here in Athens. And I will start with a very simple question. Why you're here?
Well, thank you very much. It's nice to be here. I'm here at the Power Summit, Greek Power Summit, to discuss the global economy and more specifically about the Greek economy, whose fate will have enormous impact on Europe and the world.
And I know most of the people right now, they're trying to avoid, I would say, Greece. At the same time, there is a lot of protests going on outside of the building we are. What are your feelings? And what do you think of these people outside?
Well, I think that the Greek government and indeed Europe has to do a better job of dealing with this crisis. The discussions they're having now are the equivalent of, do we break the arm or break the leg? Instead, it should be focused on not only on the austerity, but very importantly on pro-economic growth measures. I think, for example, Greece needs a massive reduction in taxation. The code is very complicated. People don't pay a lot of it anyway. So why not simplify it as other countries have done with a flat tax, very low rate, generous exemptions for adults and for children. Do the same thing for business. The debts have to be restructured. They cannot go on the path they're on. They're just unsustainable. And Greece must also change here to make it easier for people to set up legitimate legal businesses.
What do you think of the Greek government? Have they approached you somehow? I'm pretty sure they know you're here. I don't know if they approached you, if you had any meetings with them.
I've had no meetings yet. I'll be leaving tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But they can easily get Forbes magazine, where I share my opinions, and go on Forbes.com. And I will send a free copy of the magazine to the Prime Minister.
Can you please summarize a little bit about these points of how the Greek economy could really start recovering?
Well, what you want to do is reduce the burden on people, lower the price on people who want to create new businesses or expand existing businesses. And one way to do that is to have a simple, what we call flat tax, single rate system. You would have generous deductions for children and for adults, so maybe your first 15,000 euros are free of tax, maybe only 10% above that. Do the same thing on the business side. That has two advantages. One, it's easy to collect. You cannot hide it, so you'll get better enforcement. And two, it'll stimulate the economy, which Greece needs right now. Stimulated economy will help revenues and also attract more capital to make the economy grow even more.
Your magazine is a very well-known publication, and now your website is a very well-known destination for people online. How are your numbers in terms of print reach and the reach that you have online? Do you have in mind maybe someday to go only online, or you think your magazine would continue to exist the way it is?
We think you can do well combining both platforms. When you now work for Forbes Media, you work for both the magazine and the website or websites. You don't have a distinction anymore. And so on the web, on our main website, we have about 18 to 20 million unique visitors a month. Globally, the magazine and our foreign subsidiaries and partnerships have about another 7 million readers. So it's a good global reach, but when we think it'll grow as the global economy grows.
So you think magazines will continue existing in our lives for years to come? I mean, magazines that we can touch, like actual print editions.
People do like to touch things, and so I think there'll be a role for both. Obviously, the web is much bigger than magazines, but that doesn't mean magazines disappear any more than radio disappeared with the advent of television.
And do you plan of anything new in terms of, I know you have applications for iPads. Do you plan of anything new in those terms? Do you have anything new in mind that you're doing in terms of applications or new websites?
Well, we've made changes, many changes on the web, which has made it more attractive. We'll continue to expand with what we call local language editions. We just a few months ago did a Mandarin edition in China online, as well as the printed edition. So yes, there are many new things we'll be doing.
Okay, thank you so much, and we hope one day you do maybe the Greek edition.
I look forward to have a presence in the Greek market, especially when you have the flat tax.